Now I'm going to move on to the experienced team that worked tirelessly to build our city so far, and they are all familiar to you. Matt Sahlstrom, you know him as an incredibly hard-working councillor, and that he served our community for the last 20 years. You get an applause for that.
Thanks very much, Stu, and what a crowd. Thank you all very much for showing up today, and the key message right now is make sure you get out and vote. Get your friends to get out and vote, your family. It's just an important election. This is pinnacle. I've always been a strong voice for protecting taxpayers and their investments here in Langford and building community amenities. I've always been a big fan of recreation. I spent most of my life out at the Speedway. I've been involved with the hockey, and I think if you have recreation for your children, you can have playgrounds, you're not going to have drug problems, you're not going to have people out hanging in the streets. Recreation builds personalities, builds strength in families. I've always been a firm believer in that, and I don't mind spending taxpayers' money on recreation. I think you all agree with me. I hope you do. The last 20 years, as Stu mentioned, you think it's a long time, but it's not when you work with such a team like Stu and the councils that we've been working with. 20 years in Langford. I want to go 4 more years at least. I'm born and raised here, so I know where Langford came from. I know where we came from, and that's how I know we have to know where we're going. But you don't know where you're going unless you know where you came from. And the improvements that I've seen in my lifetime here in Langford are second to none. It's fantastic. The next generation, my daughter's 16 years old in Belmont High School, the same school I graduated from, and you did too, didn't you?
Yeah, I graduated.
Yeah, Stu did too. And she'll have access to recreation, she'll have access to post-secondary, and access to good paying jobs right here in Langford. Our generation, most of them left after we graduated from high school and went to other cities for employment and opportunities. People like my daughter, that generation, get to stay home with us, and I think that's something to really be proud of. Over the last 20 years with Langford, it's just been a treat. I love it. And I've been your administration and finance chair for almost 18 years now. I'm also your representative on the Greater Victoria Library Board, of the Langford Rapone Family Court and Youth Justice Committee. I'm the alternate for the CRD Board, Water Commission, and the Wondafuco Water Distribution Commission, and of course the Economic Development Committee that I was co-chaired with Stu, and that's how we got Langford through the global financial crisis back in 2008. When other cities were closing up shop, Langford was open for business, and we encouraged them with incentives to come here, and we got through that, and we will get through the next one that they say is coming, because you're going to have an experienced team. It's been an exciting 20 years. It's going to be even more exciting with our new teammates here, Shannon and Shirley. It's going to be fantastic. I talked about recreation already, but I understand that bringing world-class sporting events and international athletes out to Langford from the international stage is so good for our young people to aspire to. It's good for our economy, and it's good for getting the other governments, BC and Canada, when they see what we're doing here in Langford, and they have. We're going to start getting recognition from them, and we will get the grants that we need to build more facilities and become a world-class sporting destination. I'm just very excited to have had the opportunity to work alongside with Stu and everybody for the last 20 years, and I'm even more excited to be a part of this Community First Team Langford. So thank you very much for coming this afternoon, folks, and have a great weekend.